Okay, today is day 118. So grab your worksheet. Let's get started. Capitalization's on your own. You can check it at the end. Let's see. Punctuation. Tim's and Molly's answer to the math problem were the ratio of 1 to 3. Unfortunately, they were wrong. Okay, so let's take a look here. We don't have any quotation marks to have to worry about because nobody is saying anything. So Tim's and Molly's answers. The answers belong to both Tim and Molly. So it would be Tim apostrophe S and Molly apostrophe S. Answers to the math problem were the ratio of 1 to 3. And hopefully you remember from the analogies we've done that for a ratio you would put a colon between the number 1 and the number 3 here. All right, so Tim and Molly's answers to the math problem were the ratio of 1 to 3. That is a complete independent clause. But we'll see the next word is not capitalized. That's not an error. That tells us then that instead of a period after 1 to 3, we have a semicolon, all right, because that is linking two complete thoughts that are closely related. So you have a semicolon after 3. Unfortunately, comma, and you know that from what we've been doing with sentence starters, that an ly adverb will have a comma after it when it starts an independent clause or a sentence. Unfortunately, comma, they were wrong, period. So let's take a look here. See if my answers match what I said. Tim's and Molly's answers to the math problem were the ratio of 1 to 3, semicolon. Unfortunately, they were wrong, period. And I also put up here, in case this felt like the wrong verb was being used, answers to the problem were, like if you were thinking this should be was, the answers to the problem was. If you get rid of the prepositional phrase to the problem, cross it out, then you can see the subject is answers, the verb is were. It does make sense. Always a good thing when your answers make sense. All right, parts of speech, adjectives. Okay, in this section we are reviewing the comparative and the superlative forms of adjectives. When you use more, when you use most, when you use when you use est. Okay, so I'm going to just I wrote down the rules for you to help you here. You use more when you're comparing two things. You use most when you're comparing three things. And you use more or most in front of an adjective if the adjective itself has 3 or more syllables. All right, and that will all come to play in our samples. So keep those rules right there in mind as we're looking at this. Of the 4 contestants, Toby is more confident or most confident. All right, if you're comparing 3 or more things, you're going to use most. There's 4 contestants, so Toby is the most confident. Andrea looked worse or worser after her makeover. Worser isn't a word, so that makes it easy to figure out that the answer is worse. Okay, Andrea looked worse. Some employees are most happy or happiest at the end of the week. Okay, well, the adjective is happy. Happy has 2 syllables. We only use more or most with an adjective if it has 3 or more syllables, so we know most happy can't be the right answer. So we just know then if that one's wrong, happiest would be the correct answer. All right, employees are happiest at the end of the week. His apartment is hotter or hottest at night. Okay, this one you might have to think a little bit more through. There's 2 things being compared here. His apartment. Is it hotter in the morning or hotter at night? Once you realize that you're comparing 2 things, then you know you would say hotter, not hottest. Est is used when it's 3 or more. Is when it's 2. Your younger brother seems more serious than your older one or most serious. Okay, how many brothers are being compared? 2. So what are you going to use? More. All right. I snuck the answers down here so you wouldn't see them, but you can double check and make sure that your answers match these answers. Okay, Then we have the next section, and I realized I forgot my pen, so just a second. I'm back. Next section, parts of speech nouns. Circle the gerund in this sentence. Loitering is not permitted. Okay, so what is the gerund in that sentence? A gerund is an ing form of the verb, but it's not the verb. There it is, loitering. Loitering is the gerund. Does the gerund in the above sentence serve as the subject, the direct object, or the object of the preposition? Well, here's the verb, is permitted. Loitering is permitted. We can see that it is the subject. Okay? Now what they want you to do is use this gerund to write a gerund phrase. So, loitering around the garbage can is not permitted. Loitering at the park is not permitted. You can come up with some clever phrase to complete loitering for this sentence. Okay, so that's what you'll put in section C. All right, next you have 3 sentences to combine. I know that you can do it and do it well. So that leaves correcting your capitalization. I won't forget that today. I have the answers here. You should have done this on your own, and now you're just correcting. So let's take a look. Under the terms of a United Nations plan for establishing the nation of Israel, the city of Beersheba was given to the Arabs. Okay, no disrespect meant to Beersheba. I was just running out of room. So those are the words that should be capitalized. All right, good job today. I see this is only like 6 or 7 minutes. Phew, they've been running long lately. So enjoy the shorter day. God bless you.